Okay, this is my third and final video for ME Awareness Day, and it is for you to, if you have a loved one with ME, this is kind of a bit of advice, only from my own experiences, on how to treat them and manage, deal with them. If you're watching this and you have ME and you'd like to share this with your loved ones, be my guest. It won't be very articulate, it will just be from my point of view, so it might be completely wrong for you. But I'm gonna get on with it because I haven't got a great deal of time. I think first and foremost, ME patients need to be believed. And they need to be believed wholeheartedly. And if they get any inkling that you don't believe them, or you sort of seem to need to force their hand to prove to you that they're sick, that really damages their trust of you, and they're less likely to tell you things. They're less likely to tell you how they're feeling, etc. if they're not believed from the get-go, from the off. It's not too late. It's not too late to say, look, I do believe you. I do understand that you're going through this awful condition. I understand that you're not making it up. I understand that it's not in your head. There's always time to do that, and most people with ME will accept that as an apology. If you've really hurt them with your disbelief, it might take a bit more for them to trust you again, but for the most part, we're pretty forgiving people. Life's too short to hold grudges. Now, secondly, I think the second part of belief is if somebody with ME tells you that they can't do something, do not try and coerce them into doing the thing. Because a lot of us are fairly passive, and to avoid confrontation, we will force our bodies to do the thing that we can't do, and then we will pay for it later. And that's just me being really honest. If you have people, really forcing your hand or making you feel guilty for not being able to do something, then you're more likely to just do it to make them happy and then suffer the consequences on your own later. So that's kind of important. Don't be angry with us if we need to cancel things, and don't stop inviting us to things, because we like to feel remembered and included. Offer practical support. One of the most important things you can do for your loved one with ME is actually offering them practical help with things rather than advice. Those of us especially that have been sick for a long time have read every bit of advice in the book. We know of all of the old wives' tales, all of the magic cures, all of the treatments, all of the therapies, and it is a much better use of your time to offer practical help and support than to research into therapies and things that you think might help. Because we do that, and chances are we've probably tried the thing that you're suggesting and we feel quite insulted that you would suggest it again. Practical support, I think, is really important, and it's important that it's not done with any sort of expectation that your loved one with ME has to behave in a certain way or sort of pacify you in order to get that practical help. I don't know where I was going with that point. By no means is this like a clear-cut video on how to fix someone with ME's problems. That is not what I intend to do. Because these are not edited, you get all of the lovely in-between bits that I don't know what I'm talking about in. Offer a listening ear and a shoulder to cry on. And this is in my case, encourage the person with ME to find things that they are positive and happy about, because if I am allowed to moan too much, I've got better at it now, but I get kind of dragged into this sort of circle of self-pity, and it's difficult to get up out of, and it's hard, you know. So it's really important that we have people to listen to and people to comfort us, but also people that can kind of, in a very gentle way, tell us to get a grip. At least for me, that's just me personally. Some people will hate that. And it's got to be someone that I know and I love who is gently telling me to get a grip. Not just randomers, that would be weird. Love them. That's just one of the most important things. Just love them. They are the same person that they were before they got sick. To an extent. I am a very different person than I was before I got sick. But that is definitely for the better. There's a lot, I've grown a lot in myself and developed a backbone, which is a good trait to have, I believe, albeit a rather painful backbone. That was a joke. But I have no idea where I was going with this. Yeah, don't sort of puppyfoot around them, just treat them how you would normally. But I think, you know, the most important thing is just that we want to be included in your life, but it's so difficult for us to be included in your life because everything we do is exhausting. Every step we take, for those of us that aren't wheelchair users or wheelchair bound, for every conversation we have, that is a bit of our energy we are giving to you. That is a gift. That is one of the most precious things that we have. And if we choose to spend it on you, you are really, really blessed. You know, because we don't have a lot of energy. And we have to be really selective on how we use that energy, because it's finite. And so if your loved one with ME is interacting with you by choice, they're giving you a piece of themselves. Every time they do that, they're giving you a piece of themselves, and that really needs to be appreciated. You know, your friend or your loved one with ME is a person, first and foremost. Yes, they're a sick person, but they are essentially the same person that they were. And they just need what everyone else needs. They need love and acceptance and support. And I think that's all every human needs. I hope this has been helpful. It probably hasn't been, but I love you anyway, guys. Peace out. Don't know why I'm saying that.